Hello, everyone. Scott Ashley here with Alabama Bass Nation. For this meeting, we're going to go over the fourth and final stop for the Tide Division at Neely Henry at Coosa Landing. Before I go into the slideshow, just want to give you guys a quick heads up. So for the state championship, we have caps and shirts. This is a cap. Kind of hard to see the logo on there, but this will be blue on the front for the ones you order, and then the backs will be white, so the logo will show up. And then we also have, if you can see, kind of their state championship shirts. And I believe there's a link on our website now where you can place your pre-orders. And then they will be at the state championship to pick up. So just want to give you a heads up on that. We'll talk about it more at the tournament. Okay, we'll go into the slideshow here. Being the last tournament, everybody knows the general rules. So we'll go over more of the specific logistics for this tournament. I believe everyone knows about sending Mr. Chris, our social media director, the pictures, but you can see on your screen there his number to text them to or email them to. If you'd like to get something on our Facebook page, we'd like to see those angler catches during the day. It kind of updates everybody. All right. Check in as always. Tide Division's been doing a great job with everybody checking in. But Neely Henry's a little spread out there with a couple of two docks in different places, and also a little pocket people pull into for weigh-in. So you won't necessarily just go by our check-in person if you don't look for them. So make sure you go by and check in with our check-in person before you tie up and head to weigh-in. Okay, you guys all know that. We'll hopefully have the flag up if the wind's not too bad, and just go by and check in with them. Also, please make sure to tell all of your teammates, make sure at least one person from each boat views this meeting and or the slideshow so that they know the specifics. Official practice, I believe, will start in the morning and we'll go through 5 p.m. on Friday, May the 19th. Everyone has to be off the water at 5 p.m. That's when registration will start. All right, registration will be at Coosa Landing at the trailer, which will be right there underneath the bridge. You'll see on the map in a minute where it'll be. Registration will be Friday, May the 19th from 5 to 6 p.m. As always, you can pick up for your whole school if you'd like to do so. Helps us out. If anyone's not able to come pick up on Friday, please let me know so that we can get those registration cards and boat flags pulled. And then, you can pick them up Saturday morning. We'll have them ready for you between 4:45 and 5:15 a.m. I'm anticipating a pretty early blast off for this one. As always, please look at those registration cards when you get them and we give you your boat flag. Make sure that the boat number you have matches the boat number on your registration card. I believe we're all aware of the maximum horsepower rule by now, as well as the 3 people per boat. If you're missing one angler, you have to have an observer. This is a little specific for Neely Henry. There is a launch fee at Coosa Landing for tournament day only. The city of Gadsden is covering that launch fee, but they are not covering it for Friday on practice or previous days. So if you go early on Friday to practice, please make sure you pay that launch fee. But on tournament day, Saturday, the city is covering that for you. You may use alternative ramps if you'd like to. The only one that comes to mind is there's one under the 759 bridge. You're more than welcome to launch there if you would like to. Blast off will be at the long dock on the south side or downriver side of the boat ramp. You'll see that on the map in a minute. Make sure everybody should know this by now, but one of our last tournaments, we had a boat come through. It didn't have their boat flag attached to their boat, and we pulled them over. Okay, you have to have that boat flag attached to your boat. Anticipating the blast off, I actually fished a tournament yesterday, so unless it's cloudy or foggy, we're probably going to be getting ready to go about 5:30 a.m. So make sure you get there early, get in the water. Life jackets still have some oversight on this. Boat captains, you're responsible for safety. Make sure that all your anglers have their life jacket on, snap, zip, buckled, and that includes you. Safe boating, Neely Henry, upriver there where we're putting in and going up from there is river, a little bit narrow. So please make sure you're safe. boat captains and maintain safe boating. No wake. Of course, everybody probably knows between the two bridges there at Coosa Landing there's no wake, and it's a state law all the time, all day. But some may not know Highway 77 bridge, which is downriver. It's a low bridge. You'll see it. It is no wake also. Marine Patrol likes to hang out there, so make sure you guys catch that. Off limits. You'll see this on the map in a minute. I believe we're going to have a fish care trailer there. So this is really about just keeping you away from the docks there where the local people fish from the dock, and then when we're coming in for weigh in. But you'll see it on the map in a minute. Center of the river from the railroad bridge down to the entrance of the little pocket there at the Riverwalk. Size limit is 12 inches for Neely Henry across the board, largemouth and spotted bass. Everyone should know how to measure a fish by now, but it's written there for you. Everyone should understand the 5 fish limit by now as well. It's our standard tournament. So first flight will be 2 p.m. and we'll do 10-minute increments. Check in, you'll see this on the map. It's going to be at the very end of that long dock on the downriver side of the boat ramp. So it's going to be a long ways from the boat ramp. So if you, for instance, tie up to that dock behind the store and go to get a weigh-in bag, you've got to come idle down and find that check-in person. Make sure you check in. Okay. I think you guys all know if you have no fish, you can turn that boat flag in with that check-in person and then be on your way. At this tournament, Jeffrey will not be at this tournament, so me and Daryl are your contacts, right? Please make sure you call me. Can't happen to not be able to get me, call Daryl. But if you have to leave early, please call me. We'll make arrangements with you. If you have something come up, please call me, okay? We are doing a waterway in for this one. It just makes it run a lot smoother, and there's plenty of dock space there. So please do a waterway in, tie up to the dock, and come weigh your fish before you put your boat on the trailer. Unless, and I will let you know, unless we have to call audible, there is some rain expected this week. So if the current gets bad, I will change that, but I will let you know. Okay. So assuming the normal, it will be a waterway in. Excuse me. I believe everyone knows to come get a bag from us at this point. You must use our bags. Believe it or not, we still have anglers forget to bring their boat flag up to the bump station. Okay, if you come up with your fish and don't have your boat flag, the bump man's not going to weigh you in. Okay, you're going to go back to your boat and get your boat flag. So I'm trying to save you some trouble. Please make sure you bring your boat flag to the bump station. You only need it when you come to weigh your fish. You don't need it to come get a bag. You need it when you come weigh your fish. Anglers have gotten really good about telling us to weigh big fish, so no concerns there. The weigh-in will be under the bridge at Coosa Landing. As always, we'll make the fish available for pictures at the back of the trailer. We're going to ask in this tournament if you guys would please hustle with taking those pictures. Getting to the postponed time of year when it's a little tougher on fish, which is why we're bringing the fish care trailer. Okay. I believe most of you should be signed up for the Remind app by now. And then there's Daryl and I's number, which you probably all have. Here's a screenshot of the Remind app instructions. You can look at it if still needed. Blast off procedure. I'm not going to go through this. You guys kind of have this down pat by now. For the most part, just make sure these boat check items, boat flag attached to the boat, running lights up and on, live wells open and running, life jackets on and fastened. Okay. And kill switch attached. Do not pull it. The two biggies that we see are the life jackets and the boat flag. Okay, make sure you guys get that. Boat captain do's and don'ts. You guys should understand that by now. Basically, boat captains in high school, you drive them around, keep them safe, and talk to them. Okay, you can't help with fish. That's it. Okay. I'm not going to go over this. You guys understand this. Again, the keywords are once you check in, that is the absolute first thing you do is check in, go get a bag, so on and so forth. You guys understand the process by now. All right, into the logistics a little bit. This is an overview of the Coosa Landing area here. This one's for spectators. The city there, because of it just being a one-way in and out, it gets congested with big tournaments. So they don't allow spectators in once weigh-in starts. So spectators, if you're wanting to bring your tailgating gear and equipment, you're going to need to be there prior to 1:30, unless you want to carry it all the way from your parking area over by the bridge. Okay. And spectators, your parking area, as you can see on the screen there, is over on the other side of the railroad bridge, and there's an entrance just after you go underneath the railroad tracks over there. Another biggie for spectators is at Neely Henry, they have sprinklers in the ground and sprinkler pipes. So they do not allow stakes for tents. Okay. I think I've seen most of you have the water weights or some other kind of weights at this point, which is great. But just in case you don't, you're going to need to bring some kind of weight for your tent. You cannot put stakes in the ground. All right. A little bit of overview of closer up of the actual Coosa Landing. Anglers, when you come in the morning, if you will stop out there in that Dollar General parking lot and get your boat ready, get your anglers loaded, anything you need out of the truck, put in the boat unstrapped, lights up, those kind of things. If you will do that in the Dollar General parking lot before you proceed into the actual parking lot, will help expedite things greatly. As you can follow the arrows around, the two red boxes there to the right, that is a Marine Patrol station. Do not park there on either side of that. If you do, when you come back at the end of the day, your truck and boat trailer will be gone. Okay. That has to stay open in case the Marine Patrol has an emergency and has to get out. You guys can follow the arrows around. It's about a 4-lane boat ramp here, so it'll go relatively quickly. I believe, excuse me, the city usually has some workers out there directing traffic into parking. Please follow their direction. They do this every weekend. They know how to get you in there to maximize the parking spaces and where you don't get blocked in and will be able to get out at the end of the day. Okay, I believe, let me go back. Yeah, there's approximately 120 parking places in that main original parking lot. We're looking at about 165 boats, I believe it is. It's down just a little bit. I know we got a lot of people graduating this Saturday that are not going to make it, but still, some will have to go to what I call the overflow parking lot, which is the venue at Coosa Landing, which awesome facility, but it's part of Coosa Landing. Where you see that green line going through, they actually have a big, nice paved road there that comes right out of the boat ramp parking lot over there to the overflow parking. So once the main parking lot fills up, you'll have to go over to the overflow parking. You can kind of see the little green arrows there pointing where you can walk down to the river walk there. I would tell your anglers to go down to that dock down there. It's not a bad walk. It looks like a lot on the screen, but it's actually pretty short. All right, for blast off, we're going to blast off from the long dock here, again, south or downriver from the boat ramp. And you can kind of see the staging. Anybody boat 51 and above needs to be above the bridge. Okay. And we're going to idle down for takeoff. And you can follow the arrows there. Make sure you idle out past the end of the dock, boat captains, before you take off. If you're going upriver, you're going to have to idle until you get all the way back to that railroad bridge. Only alternate to this is, again, depending on what happens with the weather. If they're going to be running a lot of current, I will call an audible and reverse this, and everyone will stage downriver and we'll blast off in the upriver direction. But again, I will let you guys know that probably by Friday afternoon, and I'll be announcing it Saturday morning if we have to do that, right? So unless you hear otherwise, you will be blasting off in this manner. Here's the off limits. Center of the river, basically the railroad bridge up there, all the way down here is the entrance to that little pocket that goes in there by the river walk, where a lot of you will pull in to come up to weigh in. So that's the reason that's all off limits. Okay, there's a lot of people that fish from these docks during the day, and once we start getting the weigh-in time, people are going to be tying to the docks, loading boats, and pulling in this pocket. So please make sure you know that off limits and adhere to that. Whoops. Check in. Again, it's the no wait between the bridges. Check in I have here on the far end of that dock, right down there where they can catch people going into the pocket. So if you're coming from upriver, you're going to have to idle all the way down here and make sure you check in with that check-in person. Again, as you guys know, you got to check in before you go to weigh in, okay? And if you have no fish, you can leave your boat flag with that check-in person. But if you have fish, keep your boat flag because you will need it to weigh your fish in. All right. I believe that covers us pretty well. I think everyone should understand how things work now, being the fourth and final tournament this year for the Tide Division. So good luck to everyone. Look forward to seeing you all Friday afternoon for registration and Saturday morning. Thank you.